Three, two, one. Pressing shit.
It hadn't been a good break for us.
Leeds, man. So close, yet.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I guess there's a reason that Leeds hates the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've
always
historically
lose.
been bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
I mean, should we go into the defense of it? I mean, we've had this conversation multiple times, but I still feel
Might as well.
it's
Go ahead.
and the chairman I stated just as much, is that you start off the year first, the ownership of the club, you get demoted, and then the ownership of the club is up in the air, and you can't do anything until you settle that. And for whatever reason, Razriani was
he was negotiating his deal for Sampdoria, the Italian.
Right. Yeah. And
why fucking Sam? Probably he was getting it for a good price. It's got a lot of history at the club. Makes sense. Okay, go ahead.
So they were halfway into the summer transfer window when they finally got that settled.
Right, when the league finally went, okay, you're good.
And then it's like, okay, now that we have that approved, even though we had everything lined up, it still takes a week for the paperwork on Daniel Farke to process.
Correct.
So he's only got 3 weeks before the start of the season.
I wish I knew the exact number. It was probably longer than that because the transfer window now goes 2 weeks in the season, which is fucking the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
But it was all throughout that you have
Correct.
all these people who were somehow negotiating these contracts.
That's what I'm saying. Then the next 2 weeks,
the former GM, which is Victor Orta, or I'm sorry, like the president of operations or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah.
And that gave all most of the Americans an out clause. So then you're
That's what I was about to say.
Leaking your caliber players like crazy.
Ownership, paperwork. You got to hire a head coach. Then once he gets here, 3 weeks we dealt with. Yeah, because it was into the season.
Right.
Noto, like all of them were like, we're done. We're out of here.
Right. And Noto's a good one where, first he's leaving, then he's staying, and then he pisses off the fans, and then they think, well, maybe he might be leaving again.
And then that's when Farke came out and was like, if you don't I'm paraphrasing, literally. If you don't want to be here, get the fuck.
Right.
So we can do some business.
Exactly.
And then it went away, and we were able to fill a couple of spots. Mainly
that's when they got,
kids.
and they got
Pirou.
Pirou, I think is how they ended up pronouncing it at the end. But he's Dutch. He's not Italian. So
yeah, I knew he wasn't Italian.
No, he's not Swiss because it would probably be like Pirou. But anyway.
See, that's what I thought it was, Pirou.
No, it
doesn't matter.
It probably should have some sort of accent over the end. But
I'm terrible at this anyway, so I don't even know why we're discussing it.
So,
but right. But Gerhardt didn't play.
No, because he was out on loan for a while, and then they recalled him, and then
that was like mid-season, so he was technically only here for January.
Right. So they didn't get humming until late September, October.
Yeah, but after the new year when they caught fire.
Right, and then they got fucked by the international break.
Correct.
And lost all that mojo.
We all look. I'm wearing my Leeds shoes. I didn't even notice that. International break. Everybody knows how much I love the international break.
But you look at the other side of that. You look at a team like Leicester, who gets demoted, but they don't really lose anybody.
No, it was basically the same squad.
Right, and
because Vardy was still on the team, he just wasn't playing a lot.
Yeah, and so they're able to stay at the top of the table almost for the entire year, except for a couple of weeks, and then they're right back in it because they didn't have all that turnover. Yeah,
right. That's who finished second.
Yeah,
they were at the top for a minute, and we were up there for a cup of coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's that last international break, man. We came out of that with like loss, draw, and that was it. We were done.
Yeah, there's that. But if we had that team operating like it was in January, say in September, we would have made up those points. And then the end wouldn't have mattered anyways because we would have been in second place. And still, they've got 90 points on the season.
Which
it's another one where, it's like the highest point totals in the championship.
Especially for the top four, because Southampton was only 3 points behind us, I believe.
Yeah.
These fucking bonkers. So they have like 87 points.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Plus, they play like 136 games or something in the championship. Good God, I didn't realize they played so many games.
Yeah, because there's a few more teams, and then you still have FA Cup and
what did they say? They were
Carabo.
Over 40 matches that they had played?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so...
That's a lot of football.
Same as we were saying with like Laviolette is that now this off-season... Farka and the ownership have the entire transfer window
and some money now that Red Bull.
Yeah, and there's still it's a little less, but they're still they have 2 more years left of parachute payments from the Premier League.
Parachute payments.
So like money shouldn't be an issue.
Severance pay.
But I mean, if it were me, I think they got a squad good enough with as long as they're able to maintain cohesion. But you're going to lose some dudes, so you are going to have to plug holes.
We need scoring.
Yeah, but you're not.
We need a proper number 9, but everybody needs a proper number 9.
Yeah.
So.
But in my mind, this isn't the time that you go out and break the bank on a couple of dudes.
No. You can't do that in a championship.
Yeah, keep the team at the high 80s, low 90s.
Well, Farkas got his second year if you keep the core of the team.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And then you get promotion, and then that's where you use that Red Bull money and any of the other money that you've saved up, and you revamp that team to be in the Premier League.
They're about to get paid for Archie Gray.
Yeah, they better make sure. But that's the other thing, too.
Calvin Phillips? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's gone away now.
Right.
Like, why not bring him back?
There were talks of that.
Yeah, I heard.
And who knows, that might still happen.
Maybe not now, but like if Leeds get promoted next year and he's still not getting playing time, then that's...
Well, Leeds faithful are hoping Archie Gray looks at Calvin Phillips and some other younger dudes who got, or I'd say take Pulisic as an example. You take the money, you move up to the Premier League, and then you're on the bench, only coming in like the 70th minute.
Yeah.
In every 5th game, like
there was a stat
whereas
that I
Leeds,
saw.
You're guaranteed a starting spot. You're going to get playing time.
Yeah. You're not going to get rotated out except when you need the break.
Right.
Playing 136 matches,
so
whatever the fuck it is.
But yeah, I mean they could. Who was it? Somebody's already made a general bid for him. I forget.
Who, Archie Gray?
Yeah, and they were like, Leeds pick a player from their team, and there was going to be a cash consideration.
Well, there's got to be a transfer fee, whatever that is. You got to buy the player under contract. Remember, we're buying and selling humans here.
Exactly. But I mean,
you got to know what that human's net worth is.
The way that it sounded right now is that kind of like Leeds gets to name their price as long as it's not too astronomical.
Well, I mean that's how everybody is. Like, you got to value a person and then say, okay, you got to pay me $40 million if you want to buy it.
Right. But like Archie Gray,
everybody's got that release clause.
I mean, I think I would either push the envelope and a minimum would be 40 million, but then try and get a second player added in, or you go, okay, if we're taking the one player, then it needs to be 50 million.
Archie.
So
is it A or E?
I think A. But anyway.
Sorry, I'm fucking fascinated now. 19 is where it stands right now.
What, 19 million?
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, the offer for him?
Yeah, I mean, there's no report. I'm reading from.
Yeah.
No men should have a reported transfer fee, but according to all of the experts, it's 19 million.
No, I say no on that.
No, me too.
It's
only because of his age.
Higher. Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get 40 million for him. If he plays lights out next year,
then maybe, yeah.
Then
he should be a key component if you get promoted,
like Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, of rooting your defense. And plus, he's a legacy player, so I mean,
right.
As long as he maintains his level of play, Leeds that's the guy. Like, again, he'll lock up your back end for you.
I still say you move him up.
Midfield, yeah.
Weston McKennie.
Yeah.
Aston Villa.
Is it a done deal?
It's not, but apparently he's turned down Juventus, and Villa is offering a player in return.
I mean, that's
half of Juve Twitter is okay with it, and columnists, half of them, you either love Wes or you hate him.
Right.
Apparently.
No, I'm saying, like, I think if he stays fit like he was, then the speed of
and motivated,
the speed of the Premier League won't hurt him this time around. Like,
and the physicality's not going to hurt him anymore.
No,
I mean, and he'll be.
No, his thing was just running up and down the pitch because he was a little chunky when he came over to Leeds.
Yeah, exactly. But that was also right after an injury.
Yeah.
So there's that. Roma and Inter are being investigated for the same thing that Juventus was.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Italian word for it. I don't know how to say it. Plusvela.
Yet you still tried to say it.
I can't. Right. I wanted to. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Just like Manchester City and their 130 something counts. Fuck you. Those guys should be relegated.
That's not going to happen.
Fuck no. Liverpool's might be done too because Klopp's gone.
And even if they find the other two Italian teams in violation, they're not going to get as harsh a penalty.
Fuck no.
Because they don't hate the ownership as much. So
saw a tweet today where it was like the headline of that, and a Juve fan above it just put minus 20 points to Juve. Just because they're doing. Yeah. Juve gets punished for everybody's sins. We're martyrs.
Yeah, there you go. So
just win a Champions League.
That's not happening for the next 3 to 5 years.
It's not happening for a decade.
Because, I mean, not that they needed to get any better, and not that it was a surprise. I think that's the part about Mbappe going over to Real Madrid.
And it hasn't been official, but
no, it's official as of today.
Is it?
Yeah, but that should come as no surprise.
I know. I just didn't know if it was official. Official.
I follow Madrid on Bleacher Report, so it was exploding this morning.
Oh, okay.
So Mbappe posted a picture of when he was a kid and in his Madrid jersey.
That picture was floating around.
Yeah. And they announced him. They already had a hype video out for it. So
here's their attack. All right, and they just won the Champions League again for the 15th time.
Yeah.
So their attack is Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Mbappe.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Prime Maldini and Nesta couldn't stop that team.
Right. I mean, I on paper. I mean, it
shouldn't be.
There's
fair.
Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that. Well, I mean, it's as long. Yeah, as I guess is like, do they have financial fair play in Spain? Because it doesn't seem like it.
Not. No, but like UEFA, Serafin, you motherfucker, step in and do something.
I mean, it's going to be fun to watch
because is it going to be fun to watch?
I mean, there's even a rumor floating out. Like, there have been some people that say it's possible they go undefeated next year.
Yeah, and I'm not talking undefeated like with some draws.
Yeah, no,
they might not legit lose a match.
Yeah, or drop any points
in all competitions. Yeah.